Being a sailor, we have kind of 6 months on and 6 months off kind of story. Merchant Navy is where you enjoy the NRI status. All the shipping companies which are there in India, they used to sponsor kids before they go to the institute. Like I started using internet in the year of 2000 and ship started having internet browsing in 2010. So it's like there is a 10-year lag.
True.
In next 10 years, there is a triage of 3 technologies which will change the way we live, the way companies operate. Blockchain is one, second is the AI, and the third is we know chain blocks has lifted so many
chain blocks.
we
So
chain
it's
blocks.
a journey from chain blocks
Chain
to
block
blockchain.
to a blockchain kind of, right?
Good idea.
In your opinion, when you joined the ship, have you ever thought that I can be a ship owner of this?
Never.
One of the most expensive asset floating in the sea,
sure,
right?
for sure.
We feel that who owns it? Where we
We
are
don't
working.
even know.
Yeah, and where we are working, sailors are paid high. The people working in the shipping industries are paid high.
True. Do you think the shipping industry took a hit during COVID period? Pirate story on your ships, Captain? Any time, anything that you can remember?
Yes. In the evening, we saw 2 skiffs were approaching us.
After a while, AB comes running. Saab. I said, what happened? Why are you running? He's like, Saab, ye sab nakli note de gaya.
Okay.
How do you think AI is going to impact shipping?
Shipping industry is going to be highly impacted because of artificial intelligence. See, if you and me are on ship, what is the first thing which we save? Life.
What do you think about green shipping? There's a lot of regulations are coming for fuel emissions and stuff like that. So
I have a controversial opinion about it, to be very frank.
hello guys, welcome to the first episode of Port to Port. Guys, myself, Captain Rajat. I have been a sailor, a pilot, a captain. I was in Goa for 8 years before coming here to Dubai. And now I'm at one of the busiest port of the world. Guys, you know, as a sailor, as a marine pilot, I keep scrolling YouTube shorts and Instagram stories here and there. But I see a lot of podcasts, but I could not find anything related to shipping where we talk about the global trade, shipping, or just share the stories of the captains of the ship, you know. There are so many
or
things
anyone who is
related to
related
shipping.
to the shipping industry.
Exactly. So that's where I find that we should do something on that. And that's why I discussed the idea with you and like, let's do it. So here we are.
Sure. I believe it's a very good idea, like when you told me as well. So even I do listen to a lot of podcasts because many times it becomes very interesting and very encouraging, very motivating to listen to the people from the different and various industries. And as you said that yes, in the shipping, there are podcasts available, but I believe it is not so much that people can actually choose what to listen to, what not to listen to.
And today we have a very interesting personality with us who has been a sailor, a captain, and now an entrepreneur. So welcome Captain Vikas Pandey to Port. Tell me about yourself, Captain.
Hi everyone, and I'm Vikas, or as you call Captain Vikas Pandey. So I am the founder and CEO of ShipFinex. Before starting the journey of ShipFinex, which we will come to know later on, I have been a sailor. Started my career with one of the largest ship management company in the year 2000. And then what happened was that being in the same company, being a sailor, we have kind of 6 months on and 6 months off kind of story.
Were you doing like 6 months? 6 months? I used to do
No,
6 months.
never. Yeah,
2 months.
That's what people know, you know, 6 on, 6 off.
People know us like that.
Know us like that
This
because
guy
we have
is
to
here for
maintain
6 months and then he goes.
because we have to
out
maintain.
for
So
6 months,
idea is that, you know, guys, so Merchant Navy is where you enjoy the NRI status, being 183 days out of
Indian
out of
borders.
India.
Yeah.
So that makes our income tax free. So that's why the more bigger picture is that okay, 6 months on or 6 months off. So I've been doing this. We have time after giving our exams and getting the licenses. We're lucky enough to pass the exams pretty fairly quickly, got promotions quick, and landed up sailing with the same company all across. In between only I sailed with one company. And from the time of I was like chief officer in 2010, I had that thing inside me to do something while even I am ashore. Like I'm in holiday. What to do? Okay, enough time with
But
family and
your
kids.
family had a background of service industry only,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
they were
correct.
into
So,
business?
yeah, I'm a defense personnel kid. So my father was in Air Force. So basically, that was sailing time. Got promotions. 2010, I started my first venture. That was something related to, because I felt when I was joining Merchant Navy, there was not lot of avenues. So I'm talking about back 2010 when the IMU was formed.
Yeah.
So IMU was formed in the 2009 when the Parliament passed the decree that maritime should also have a centralized university, so that the training of the Indian seafarers should be more structured rather than because I know I
Yeah,
did
it was
I
very
did my diploma from BITS Pilani. I don't know where you
unorganized.
did from.
Same thing.
Same, right? You also did BITS Pilani. So there were various universities. They have their own structured shipboard training program, and they used to award diploma or BSc nautical.
By the way, I also got BSc Nautical Science degree as well.
yeah, okay, that's from Mumbai University. Yeah. So when the IMU was
What
formed.
about you? No?
No, I've taken, yeah. So that BSc Nautical Science is there. That you can scroll my LinkedIn profile and see it's there.
Correct.
So that's there. So I started with a Merchant Navy Aspirants Institute in Kanpur. And the idea was to make people aware about this industry and make more aware about this career, because there are several myths which you will be anyways talking in your channel about and to the people as well. So started that, and luckily, touch wood, things went well. I was sailing also, and this institute was run by few of our friends only. We started that institute, Merchant Navy friends
So
together.
what exactly people used to learn there? The questions that they come in the
So there was
exams,
no structured Merchant Navy preparation institute by that time.
Okay.
So what we did was that, because IMU came with a curriculum of the entrance exams, which they call it IMU CET, combined entrance test. So all the Merchant Navy Institute across India has to be affiliated with IMU.
True.
And there is an entrance test which will happen twice in a year, and they will conduct that, and that has a structured program. So we used to prepare the boys for cracking IMU CET exam, plus the Merchant Navy companies, all the shipping companies which are there in India, they used to sponsor the kids before they go to the institute. So it's like their job is already secure.
Very interesting.
So and for that, these boys has to go through the multiple interviews. So some of the companies used to take interviews prior IMU CET exam, and if you clear IMU CET exam, you will be taken in the company as a sponsored candidate in the institute. And some of the companies used to do the interviews later on as well. So we used to prepare comprehensively for the written test, where we used to have a structured teachers in the class for physics, chemistry, mathematics, English, personality development, and everything. And then the interviews. So it was that. Then I started my own.
So what happened to that business?
So that we ran for till COVID we ran. So I basically distanced myself after 4 years. We opened in the various part of the country, and I believe that I had the hunger of growing more. So it has the limited scope. So which I'm anyways, which it was more of a social initiative which I did.
Social initiative.
It was not for earning money. It was not at all for earning money. So then when I left sailing, in between I also did multiple startups. So 2012 I started one of the international SIM card company, raised $5 million there. The company which was listed in NSX Australia, they basically acquired us. And I also started my ship management company. We partnered with one of the largest Maritime Institute in India to open the Delhi branch as well. That could not take off because of some few things. But so I had multiple stints before I ended up into the technology startup.
So what is this technology startup you're talking about?
Yeah, so interestingly, but while I was having this journey of from sailor to an entrepreneur, I always felt that technology from the beginning, while I was on the ship, that maritime is something which is always lags behind what used to happen on shore that used to come on ship with a lag of 10 years.
Exactly.
So when
Talk
people
about
started,
internet, yeah.
So for example, internet. What people use internet on board, like I started using internet in the year of 2000, and ship started having internet browsing in 2010. So it's like there is a 10-year lag.
True.
So we still are growing in the industry. So there is always a 10-year lag. Even the way we handle document, the way we handle everything. So because ship is a different animal. We have sailed, so we know that. So I happened to meet one of the person who is a technologist in 2017 actually. So 2017, when I was running my ship management company, marine services company, we were handling the ships. At that point of time, I met this guy, and that actually intrigued the person inside me to move to the technology side, because I already thought, because if you see the top 20 companies in the world with the highest market cap,
Technology.
they are the technology companies.
True.
And technology is something which is taking us to a direction of changing the way we live. True. Right? So I felt the way we live our sea life, or the way the ships move, the way ships are being financed, the way ships are being operated, will be highly impacted by the future technologies which are coming. So I thought that this is the best time for me to switch over to the technology side. And luckily, I met this person who is also the CTO of my present company. So met him in 2017, and we were discussing, and he was telling me about, I still remember his words that, Vikas, in next 10 years, there is a triage of 3 technologies which will change the way we live, the way companies operate. And at that point of time, he told me in 2017 that blockchain is one, the second is the AI, and the third is IoT. So these 3 things will actually change
the world,
the way we live and the way companies operate. So that was very interesting to me. And in that point of time only, luckily when I met him, just after a month, India's largest blockchain conference was happening in Vizag. And he told me, Vikas, let's go there and for you, because I never heard of blockchain, brother. We know chain blocks has lifted
Very
so
true,
many
chain blocks.
we has lifted so many
So
chain
it's
blocks.
a journey from chain blocks
Chain
to
block to a
blockchain.
blockchain kind of, right?
Good idea.
So when he told me about this technology, AI, I was knowing. We knew, we were reading about AI. Blockchain was very new, and even IoT, I was knowing that what exactly it is. But this particular technology, blockchain, was very new to me. The word itself was introduced by him to me, that there is something like this.
Interesting.
And then I attended this conference, and that conference actually changed my path completely. Came back, and I realized that I'm not going to do ship management or manning services activities at all unless I do some technology innovation in this.
Very interesting.
Right.
Very interesting.
So from that point of time, 2018, and then the idea or the birth of ShipFinex started. So it was early 2018 when I again met one of our batchmates only, Suraj Kotaki. He was also very close to the technology. So it's like 2 same mind met together, and we started talking about the change, that how blockchain will revolutionize our industry.
So how does it do? Now you tell me about ShipFinex. How are you using the technology of blockchain in ShipFinex?
Okay, see, you are a sailor, Rajat. If I really practically ask you that, in your opinion, when you joined the ship, have you ever thought that I can be a ship owner of this?
Never.
Huh? You never thought. But have you ever got excited to own this asset?
Beyond reach, bro.
That's a different story,
Yeah.
That it's beyond reach. Why is it beyond reach is something again. But as a sailor, when I go on this behemoth, which is like 200 meters long, 50,000 tons, 300,000 tons, and one of the most expensive asset floating in the sea, right?
For sure.
We feel that who owns it? Where we
We
are
don't
working.
even know.
Yeah, and where we are working.
Correct.
And we are paid high. Sailors are paid high. The people working in the shipping industries are paid high.
True.
And the idea of participating in this asset class, investing in this asset class, I don't think any of us can do,
For sure.
right? So one of the inherent property of blockchain is to fractionalize any asset in the world and make the people own it, the small pieces, the fractional of that asset, and trade it 24/7 like digital shares, what we do, right? So when I came to know about this property of blockchain, that an asset can be fractionalized and people can own it with even $100, $500, $1,000, and when the asset moves and make money, that money can be transferred to them using this seamlessly, transparently, securely through this technology. One of the very good or best use case is obviously Bitcoin, what we talk about. Crypto, we talk about as one of the use case of blockchain. Blockchain has multiple beautiful use cases. That's why the world is adopting it now. So from that point of time, 2018, this idea of fractionalizing the asset came into picture. Just, okay, forget about this. When we go on board, we carry our two identities. One is our seaman book and one is passport. And then we have multiple certificates. How do you verify? When we are on the ship as a captain, you know, we have everybody's hard copy book documents with us. And we still do that.
True.
Rajat, we still do that.
True.
Still, the captain carries the file of all the seafarers in his cabin.
True.
There is no digital copy. We still don't use digital copy. However, that is changed in the shore industry. No more hard copies. Now everybody takes care of the digital copies in the cloud. So we are still carrying the hard copies. The verification of those documents is still a challenge. When a surveyor comes on board and he sees the certificate, okay, this is Captain Vikas Pandey and he has done this particular course. Whether this certificate is valid,
Valid or not?
is it a fraud? How do you know?
Nobody.
Nobody knows, right? So you know it, but you go by the trust that, okay, this certificate is there is certificate number being issued by an institute, but whether this certificate is true copy or not, he has to go it online and he has to check it, right? And that was also not available for a long time. So same thing is also being solved through the blockchain technology very beautifully. That the certificate issued as a true copy can be stored on the blockchain ledger, which cannot be tampered, which is completely secured, and which can be verified by anyone in the world at the fractions of second. And even that certificate can be transferred from one person to another person for checking, for reviewing, and that ledger, who is viewing, when he viewed, what he viewed, everything can be recorded on digital ledger. So this is also one of the use cases. Digital logbooks, which are coming now, right? Whatever we log on board. So practically, that what excited me, and I started this journey, and then landed up here as the founder of ShipFinex with my partners.
So guys, you see what he's talking about is you can own a ship with his platform ShipFinex. So how far are we from launching, Vikas?
We are, journey of ShipFinex is very long. It's like 2018 as an idea. Then it was something which is very, very innovative. When you talk to a ship owner, fractionalizing of ship, so he's like, what is this fraction?
By the way, you got the ships already ready
Already.
How many ships you've got?
We have partnered with one of the very large ship owning company. They have around 14 ships.
Wow. 14 ships are already ready to
so
be
$200 million.
fractionalized, right?
Yes. And there are multiple other ship owners which we are talking to. So we already have ready. But what I was stressing is that we are, first of all, we are very excited that yes, we are going to launch next month, but it's a long journey. It's like it took us almost from ideation to launch, it took us 4-5 years.
5 years, yeah.
By the time we could offer to the people this platform, which they can own it legally, because you have to own this legally as well. The ship owner has to be legally impacted also, that he should not be doing anything wrong with the asset. So we have created a whole infrastructure which will be presented to you guys obviously next month. So you can go to our website and definitely pre-register yourself right now. We have already got more than 11,000 registrations on our platform for owning the first asset, which will be launched next month.
So guys, that's a good idea. What I will do is I will put the link of your website in the description below.
Yeah, correct.
And people, the audience can go and they can check the website, maybe do pre-registration.
Yeah, they can do that before.
And tell me one thing, Vikas. What about the profits? If somebody wants to invest, like let's say I want to invest $5,000, how do I look at the profits, or is just that investment, or how does that work? If you can just give an idea.
Okay, so practically talking, if you talk about shipping industry as a long-term investment, the general returns in this industry ranges between 12% to 50%.
Wow, 50%.
50, yes.
My God, depends on the trade.
Depends on the trade and the time and everything. For example, Shell, Maersk, all these companies recorded their highest profits in the time when the COVID hit.
My God.
Right? Because the trade prices are increasing. The vessels are limited. Ship is not something which you order today and it will come tomorrow if there is a vacuum. So it's a very cyclical industry, Rajat, you know, because when there are more ships, then the freight will go down.
True.
But as soon as the freight goes down, the people, the ship owners, which is the old tonnage, start getting scrapped. And as the tonnage starts getting scrapped, the demand again for the ships started increasing.
Correct.
And then the freight rate starts going high. As soon as it starts going high, what the ship owner does, oh, the market is going up. Let me order more ships.
Let's buy more ships.
So the highest ever ordering of container ships happened in the year 2020, 2021.
My God, really?
And massive order book, which is there only on the container ships, right? So yes, there is, so this industry, as you asked, ranges between 12% to 50%. It's a beautiful instrument, I believe, very beautiful asset to segregate your investment, to basically distribute your risk. You only not invest into the single asset, so you can distribute your risk. You can, and it is backed by asset. It is not something which is
it's a physical
on the thin air.
asset.
It's a physical asset
true.
which is operating.
True.
You will, when we will launch our platform, you'll be able to see. So, and it's not only this. The day you buy the asset, after that, once the asset is listed on the platform, so it's like this: the asset will be offered in our platform as a primary offering. It will be live for 15-20 days till the time the offering gets closed. As soon as the offering gets closed, you can actually sell the asset in few days.
So it's like if you buy
You can actually trade it.
If you buy off-plan property and somebody is ready to buy, you can sell it at a higher
Yes,
premium.
exactly.
Okay.
So you can actually, and we give you, in our platform, we give you so the valuation is also, we are not deciding. We have partnered with one of the largest and the biggest valuation company whose feed is API'd on our platform. So you can actually see the value of the asset real time.
Very interesting.
And you can also see that what I am earning, because the vessel is already on a fixed higher rate and fixed expenses are already planned. So you know that as a particular token, how much I am earning per day. So you get an indication that if I want to sell this today, how much I should offer to my people who want to buy it.
Correct.
So it's a proper trading platform where you can buy and sell the assets. So you can take a position, hold it for a longer period of time. You will be getting dividends every quarter, every 6 monthly as the ship owner declares it. And you can also sell it anytime in between if somebody wants to buy it. So we are actually making this asset illiquid, which is we are making this asset liquid, which is most illiquid in nature.
liquid around. See everywhere. Okay, so Vikas, very interesting. Now let's jump on to the next question. So Vikas, do you think the shipping industry took a hit during COVID period?
See, there are two aspects of it, in my opinion. First of all, at the time of COVID, what sailors actually sacrificed and what sailors went through was very tough. The world came to a halt. Flights were not moving. But Rajat, can we live without food? Can we live without so many things?
True.
So the world came into halt. The flights were not moving, but ships were moving.
True.
Trade was still happening.
True.
And our brothers and our sisters and the people who are from this maritime industry, they were working 24/7.
Ask me, man. I was pilot in Goa port.
Yeah.
Except the cruise ships.
Yes.
Everything else was same.
Everything was moving.
But cruise ship industry went down like
So that's what I'm saying. So COVID, it hit the industry two ways actually. For the sailors, it gave an impact where they had to really sacrifice their sign off. They could not. I know my friends
True.
who were there on board for 18
Sharad,
months.
yaar, my brother.
18 months on board. The people who were just finishing their contract, they had to stay on board for one more year. So they already, for example, just imagine a crew which was there 9 months on board, and when the COVID came, his sign-off was planned, but now COVID is there, no sign-off happening. All the ports across the globe, all the airlines stopped. It was a very tough time,
Very tough
first of all, for the sailors' fraternity, their families and everyone. One part is that. The second part is the people who were there ashore, who were supposed to join ship.
Sad.
They did not earn money.
True.
That period for them was without money, right?
True.
Because we are on the contractual wages, right? So it was a very tough time for the sailors. And imagine the COVID happening on board. There's no doctors, no nothing.
Correct.
And you getting to know. So it was a very, first of all, that way COVID give shipping industry as the sailors, as the maritime fraternity, very bad hit. On the other side, trade, the traders and the ship owners, they made hell lot of money.
Really?
Because trade was restricted.
Trade was restricted. Yeah.
So there was very few ships available who were moving, and the prices, the higher rate of the assets increased. A container which used to be $2,000 from point A to point B went up to $10,000 from point A to B, even $20,000 from point A to B.
My God.
So the rate went up to 10 times, 5 times on this. And so obviously this take gave a hit to one side for the shipping companies also it was not easy. The operations were very difficult when the COVID was there. They were earning money, but the people working and all that, they were having the tough time. So COVID definitely hit it, and yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's always pros and cons of any
Yes.
any calamity. So, yeah. Next question, Captain. You heard about Houthis crisis, which is happening in Red Sea these days. Do you have anything to talk about?
Yeah, it's not only about Houthis crisis. I think it's all the geopolitical tension which is right now happening around the world. So, for example, the sanctions on Russia, then obviously sanctions here and there, and whatever is the geopolitical tension. See, I'm not here to talk about politics, to be very frank, right? So we are sailors and we work for the industry in a very safe and regulated manner. One thing, but yes, obviously these kind of, again, what Houthis are doing, right or wrong, is something which we cannot say. Obviously, what they're attacking on the ships is not right. Like, I completely, condemn that it should not happen, because it is directly affecting the life of the sailors as well. The people who are on board, they are being attacked. People have died because of this. So obviously the impact on the ships as a ship owner is one part, that the vessels have stopped trading in that region. Because of that, the economy of Egypt has gone down, because the Red Sea was the main source
Suez Canal.
from your Mediterranean to Red Sea, coming to Indian Ocean and going around, right? Now, all the ship owners, they have to reroute the vessel through
South of
the
South
Cape.
Africa.
Yeah, south of South Africa, right?
Correct.
So that has increased. So overall, what has happened? The ship has to travel more, which has actually increased the freight rate, and the freight will be impacted. If there is an oil tanker which was at, let's suppose, for example, X freight, is now paying X 0.5 freight, who will be eventually impacted? The people across the globe, the consumers. The prices will go up
Will go up. True.
across the globe. So consumers are getting affected because of this. And till the time this geopolitical tension will be there, I believe that the shipping trade, which will be definitely affected. The owners are anxious. The sailors are anxious when they are moving into that region. I know a few of my friends, they have completely refused to go on board. The families are anxious who are there. So obviously, this attack is directly impacting to the profession which we were in and where we are. So obviously, you should tell me, Rajat, also about this, because you are being a pilot. You must be interacting with so many captains and so many people who are bringing the ship.
To be honest, I had a discussion, very interesting discussion with the Musk Line captain. And he said, we were supposed to be here 20 days ago. We've got the stuff which was supposed to be delivered to the port 20 days ago. We are coming from the longer route now. It's been 45 days. So, in fact, traders is one part, but imagine the ship crew, the bunker consumption, and the food consumption, the ration. So everything has just gone up, right?
Correct.
And that has, as you rightly said, that has increased the cost to the consumer.
Correct.
Any pirate story on your ships, Captain? Any time, anything that you can remember?
Yes, I had some scary story. We were not boarded by the.
I think you're not a sailor if you don't have any pirate story to tell.
So we were not. We were lucky enough not to. We were not boarded by the pirates. We're lucky that the Navy ships were alarmed and everything was. So what happened was that we were supposed to be the part of a convoy, and I was on one of the ships whose speed was not very high. We were doing actually 11.5 to 12 knots only. And the slower speed is the more prone, for the pirates to get attacked. So while in Piracy was at the peak at that point of time. And I was coming from Mediterranean to Red Sea. So we boarded the armed guards on our ship. And so the message came that armed guards will be boarding without arms.
What the hell? Really?
Yes. So I don't know what happened, but I was chief officer at that point of time, and so what happened that it was necessary to have guards on board, and the ship owner said that I will be sending the guards, but they will be without arms. So we were like, why are you sending them? We are anyways taking all the precautions. What is recommended to us by IMB, Piracy and all the recommendations. We're already taking it, barbing it.
But what's the point of sending armed guard without arms? I don't get it.
Even I didn't get it, but obviously. So what? But
were they charging more with the arms and less?
So you will not believe what we did. But those armed guards were really highly secured, highly trained commandos. So we created our own weapon.
Oh, really?
Launcher through the firecrackers, what we have on board, rocket launchers. So what we did, we welded on a pipe, and we created so that the rocket
cannon.
The rocket parachute. We can put it inside and it can be triggered so that it will straight away go and attack. So we did whole lot of training. The good part was that they trained us very well that how to act in case of piracy. So we were supposed to join a convoy. So it was, you maybe definitely knowing that there was always a timing of a convoy where 10 or 12 ships used to move together at the particular distance, and one navy ship on the forward part and one navy ship used to escort us on the aft part. So while we were joining the convoy, at that point of ship time in the evening, we saw two skiffs were approaching us. So there was proper, we were doing the watchkeeping from all the parts of the ship, from the poop deck, from the bridge decks, and two skiffs were coming on the radar, and they were approaching. We raised the alarm, and everybody, went to the citadel, and I think then they aborted. Those skiffs aborted. So they were approaching, but we did the alert to the navy ships nearby, and we did alert all the parties. So till that time, like, we were like little bit scared that they were approaching properly. They aborted, coming closer to us by 2 nautical miles. So it was almost 2 nautical miles. We could see there were people on board on those skiffs, but they aborted the mission. So we were lucky. So then we moved, and every night it was very difficult to sleep. Like, we could not sleep till the time we were out of that high risk area. So it was there.
With me, what happened, I was doing coasting in Lagos on a small oil tanker. So, we were at anchor, and there was a small boat with some laptops and like 2 guys. They were waving at us. We are selling laptops. So captain said, okay, if they are selling laptops, we can bring them up. They came up with the laptops. In Nigeria, Lagos anchorage, Everybody was excited. Oh, laptops are coming on board. Okay, nice. New laptops, man. Microsoft system, Windows, everything very new. And the market price we checked, it was around $1,200 each. These guys were offering the same laptop for $400.
Oh.
And we were like thinking,
how is it possible?
So they tried to cook up a story that, we are just coming from the showroom, and this is the best price we found for you. So we have 4 laptops, only 4 people can buy. So we need $400, $1,600. Now, whoever was in line, I was kind of skeptical. Why is he doing this? So I like, chalo, let's buy 400.
You made yourself.
I invested, and I think chief engineer also invested, and a couple of ABs. So $1,600.
But you took the laptop and checked everything.
We took the laptop. Everything was working fine. And now these guys shook hand, and they were like leaving from the vessel. I don't know whether it was a trick or something. When they were at the gangway, about to go down, they just got a call. They picked up a phone and they came back running. Like, no, we cannot give these laptops. There's some problem with the customs, this and that. We will be in the trouble. Please give our laptops back. Please take your money, please. I was like, why? No, we cannot. No, please give the laptops back. So everybody gave the laptop back because we didn't do anything at all. They gave us the $1,600 back.
Wow.
I was like, okay, fair deal. And we came back inside. They went, the boat left. After a while, AB comes running. Saab, what happened? I said, what happened? Why are you running? He's like, Saab, ye sab nakli note de gaya.
Okay.
So basically what these guys did, they exchanged the original dollars to duplicate
gave
dollars.
you the duplicate
so
dollars.
$1,600 they made.
Oh my God.
And we lost $1,600.
Oh my God. Okay.
So
I thought laptop would have been the
you could not even imagine the kind of story they created.
When you said now that they gave me $1,600 back, so I was like, okay, these are definitely the fake notes.
You got it right. So that was very interesting. But anyway, let's move to the next question, Captain. How do you think AI is going to impact shipping?
Okay, so AI is going to impact everyone in their life. We are getting impacted by it. And how can shipping industry be away from it? So
10 years.
Yes. Yeah, but now what I see, the embracing of technology and the penetration of technology is with the high acceleration because of high-speed internet penetrating on the ships.
True.
Right?
Starlink is doing really
Starlink is really doing very good. AI cannot work without high-speed data. So what I feel that shipping industry is going to be highly impacted because of artificial intelligence, and the peak of that, I means the final output of this will be the autonomous ships, which will be there for sure.
So autonomous means nobody on board and the ship
Nobody
is
on
moving.
board. So AI is going to play a major
So it's
role.
like Tesla of shipping.
Tesla of shipping. So, but we are far away from that. We still do not have commercially autonomous cars available, right? Which you can buy and drive, or sorry, you can buy and
Not
sit,
drive.
not drive. So, if we don't have the autonomous cars still, so obviously autonomous ships is a very far-fetched dream. But to achieve that output of having an autonomous ships, the kind of data lakes which will be formed from the various machineries and which will help in the decision making from taking the steps for the operation of the ships, which will reduce the accidents, which will reduce the incidents, which will actually really reduce risk of life for the people on board and for the cargo and for the better performance. This is going to highly impact it. So see, if you and me are on ship, what is the first thing which we save? Life. That's why Solar says safety of life at sea, right?
True.
So
I was thinking of fuel, but who cares?
yeah, who cares? We don't care about the cargo. If it is in exchange of the life, right? So for us, life is most important. And just imagine if there are autonomous ships, there are no life on board. We are safe, right? What's safer? So obviously jobs may be impacted, but I don't think that jobs are going to be impacted because of AI. Jobs are going to be impacted by the technology in a way that we will have to acquire the skills of operating AI and operating the machines in a different manner. Today, the way you operate your phone is very different from the way you operated your phone 5 years back or 10 years back. Similarly, the way we operate ships, it will change, the way will change. Maybe the number of people will reduce who will operate the ships, but to maintain that technology, to make that technology, there will be more jobs created from that. So that's going to impact. AI is going to give a very high impact everywhere. Shipping will not be away from it.
All right, Captain. What do you think about green shipping? There's a lot of regulations are coming for fuel emissions and stuff like that. So
It's very challenging. I have a very, different opinion about it. Like I have a controversial opinion about it, to be very frank. So, shipping, the carbon what we emit in shipping is far, far less than what automobile industry or what the industries emit. But who gets first attacked is always shipping. That I have seen. World Trade Center attack, who got impacted highest is shipping industry. We saw the new code, ISPS code.
Yeah.
We were then not going ashore properly. Shore leave was restricted, and we were the people who got impacted. So I believe that green shipping, again, we are taking a hit first. The emission control to us on the ships is getting impacted. Obviously, that is giving birth to the alternative fuel, which is going as a very high impact on the cost to the ship owners, and eventually passing on to the consumers.
True.
So yes, green shipping is very, very, very good, but the industry what this per se sustainability and all they are attacking is contribute very less in terms of the percentage,
Pollution.
in terms of the pollution, what we do from the ships. We are already having the fuel which is of ultra low sulfur content, right? Or so yes, green shipping will definitely, it's going to be impacted in a different way. Okay, obviously the green ships will come, the more alternative fuel will come, the cost will go high, and people will pay more for it, ship owners will get highly impacted. And in next 10 to 15 years, all the shipping industry everywhere now, what they're talking about, green ships. And there are so many alternative fuels are coming, hydrogen, methanol, ethanol.
We have had ethanol ships coming here.
Solar ships, wind powered ships, and everything is coming. But in reality, how much it will be able to,
Very difficult.
I say it's a difficult thing. It's not something which will be achievable so fast. EV automobile, not even 10% of the global automobile fleet has been changed till today. From the inception of EV, 10% of the automobiles are not
I
changed.
saw one Chinese startup, Captain.
Yeah.
So basically, what they are doing is, let's say you have a container, let's say 40-foot container, 20-foot container. So those container ships have got the containers which are batteries.
Correct. It's possible, yes.
So imagine you have to go 2,000 miles. You need 5 batteries of, let's say, those containers. You have to go 5,000 miles. You replace those commercial containers with the battery containers. I love the idea. I'm not sure how viable it's going to be, but yeah.
See, correct. Obviously, it is something like this. When we go to the car, you have 2 batteries. Making of the battery, discarding of the battery. How are you making battery?
Hazardous also. They're very hazardous.
That's what I'm saying. So, it's very beautiful. But the concept of making battery and discarding of the battery is also hazardous. Can you imagine all ships globally, 120,000 ships are operated electrically through the batteries? Where will these garbage will go?
True.
That's why. See, it is
So you mean
good.
to
It's
say
an
there is
alternative.
a good opportunity to start a battery garbage?
It's already there.
Startup.
So many startups.
Wow, very interesting.
So many startups. They are already working on it, and they are then they discard it, make it new, recyclable batteries are coming. So it's not that simple.
Okay, Captain Vikas, there's a small quiz of questions that I prepared for you. I mean,
Okay.
we all are sailors, right?
Yeah,
and
correct.
the audience, they also know about shipping. So
correct.
I thought maybe let's refresh the memories that we used to have on board.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Let's have it.
Okay, so the question number 1. What is the document that lists the cargo and details of the shipment?
Okay. So that's called cargo manifest, obviously, right? So,
Right answer.
so cargo manifest is particularly a document which tells about what ship is carrying, where is it being carried, what all are the properties of the cargo. Everything is detailed, written in the cargo manifest. If somebody wants to come and see what the ship is carrying, what he has to ask is, show me the cargo manifest.
Okay, next one. What is the term for the maximum legal load line on a ship?
Maximum legal load line. See, ship has 3 types of load line. One is the winter load line, one is the summer load line, and the third one is the tropical load line. And this load line, so we have a plimsoll mark till what you can actually maximum
Plimsoll
load
is
it.
the right answer.
But you can still load more
Yeah,
under the tropical load line
correct.
if you are passing through the tropical weather. And I have loaded, so that's what I'm asking, saying.
What do you call the ship's head going port to starboard when you're
Sorry?
maneuvering? What do you call? There's a term when the ship's head you see moving from port to starboard.
Is it swaying?
Now,
Or is it what we call? This one I think you have to tell me.
yawing.
Oh, yawing. Oh, okay. There is one of the. Sorry.
Yeah.
Swaying, yawing, yeah.
Okay. What do you call a ship that transports vehicles?
Okay. Roll on, roll off carriers.
Perfect. Ro-ro ships.
Some people call them car carriers as well. Yeah. But why is it called roll on, roll off carriers?
Yeah, because it's rolling on, rolling off.
The cargo is rolling on and rolling off. Yeah.
Correct. Okay. What is the term for the framework of a ship's hull?
Framework of a.
I'll give you a hint. Like when you go in the dry dock, there's a center line which is running from
The transfers,
no.
the girder, the center girder,
No. It's the base. Let's say chases of a ship. What do you call it?
chases of a ship, keel plate.
Keel.
Okay. So, what's the bottom of the ship? Okay, keel plate.
Okay, what is the name for a large, often refrigerated container ship used to transport perishable goods?
Refrigerated carriers, reefer ships.
Reefer container.
Reefer containers, like reefer,
you're doing
not
good,
reefer
Captain.
container, reefer ships.
Reefer ships, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like reefer ships. Reefer containers we used to load as well on a container.
What is the term for the transverse watertight division that divides a ship's hull?
The transfers,
Bulkheads.
the bulkheads are okay.
If the ship is going with dead slow ahead, moving with dead slow ahead, where is the pivot point of the ship? Is it in the center? Is it forward of the center, or is it aft of the center?
See, when the ship is moving at any speed, the pivot point will shift more forward because we have a forward movement. So pivot point will shift on the forward side of the center line.
Okay. And when we are moving aft?
When we are moving aft, obviously the pivot point will go towards back.
Stern.
But because the accommodation and everything is on the back side, so the ratio of the pivot point going forward in terms of forward movement and aft movement will be different. There will be higher, more movement of the pivot point on
We use this pivot point a lot during turning and the pushing and the pulling by the tugs or using bow thrusters, because
being a marine pilot, that's something which is the most important thing
because
for
I'll tell you
you to
what-
know how to.
correct. And I used to do it without keeping the pivot point into account. And after the UK training that we went to, I started doing the maneuvers with the pivot point keeping in mind.
In the mind, keeping that where my pivot point would be.
Yeah, and that helps a lot. Sometimes I don't use tugs.
Correct.
I just
correct,
use
correct,
engine and just use thruster, and the vessel
Correct,
is going
correct,
alongside.
correct,
So
correct.
it helps a lot.
Correct. Obviously, being a marine pilot, that is something. See, maneuvering of a ship is such a massive ship. It's so fascinating. It's like
It's an island.
so
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, you're moving with 15 knots. You don't even feel whether you're moving or not.
Correct.
It's massive.
That's how it is.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much for joining today. Basically, the channel now you would realize that this is about talking about ships, the global trade, bringing some of the very interesting personalities as Captain Vikas Pandey, and taking their opinion about global trade and his sailing career and whatnot. So feel free to drop in your comments and let us know what do you think about this podcast. And if you have any questions of Ship Phoenix, I will also link LinkedIn profile of Captain Vikas Pandey in the captions. You can always go and check his profile and maybe you can connect with him directly. So thank you so much once again. Thank you,
Thank you,
Captain Vikas
Rajat. Thank
Pandey.
you so much for inviting me, being the first here. And I would really wish to come more
For sure,
letting the people know, talking with the audience.
Give me
telling
50%
more
of
about.
one ship and then we'll have you.
We'll talk more about ships.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.